And welcome back to Live at 9. Groundbreaking technology is saving the lives of patients with PAD. That stands for peripheral artery disease. It's an epidemic affecting millions of Americans.
And there's only one place in Tennessee you can find this brand new technology. Dr. Dwight Dishmon is using it at Methodist South Hospital here in Memphis. Bradley Ford is with Avenger, which makes the new device. Gentlemen, welcome to Live at 9. Glad to have you both here.
Thanks for having us.
When we talk about a brand new device, this really is. When did it get approval? Just recently?
It got approved by the FDA in November of 2012, so it's very new.
Wow, and you are the only doctor in Tennessee using it. What makes it so different?
It makes it different in that it's cutting edge technology, where we're using optical coherence tomography, or OCT for short. It's kind of a marriage between ultrasound and a CAT scan, so to speak. So it gives us an inside look at the artery so we can see the areas that we need to treat. Primarily, we're using this technology in vessels that are completely blocked in the legs. So there is no blood flow or very minimal blood flow in the leg, and this device allows us to see exactly where we need to go in order to reestablish blood flow in patients' legs.
What causes the blood to, what causes the blockage in the first place in the vein? Because we're talking about veins in peripheral areas, right?
Right, exactly. We're talking about areas exclusive of the heart arteries. So again, when we're talking about peripheral arterial disease, we're talking primarily about blockage in the legs. So the development of this blockage is an extension of the atherosclerotic process. So the buildup of plaque, so cholesterol really in the arteries, and it becomes more progressive, and in many cases it completely blocks off the blood vessel and inhibits adequate blood flow.
We've been completely fascinated by all this since trying to really line up this segment. There's also the possibility this might actually even save limbs. How would that work?
Well, it saves limbs in that if a leg or any part of the body doesn't get adequate blood flow or adequate nutrients and adequate oxygen, it dies. So by reestablishing blood flow, you're able to provide nutrients and oxygen and blood flow to, in this case, again, predominantly legs, and you're able to save them and keep them from dying. Most times when patients have peripheral arterial disease, they're stricken with pain, and in many cases for a long period of time, because they're not getting adequate blood flow to their legs. And this can progress to patients that have wounds, which we've all seen.
That won't heal? That
won't heal, exactly, because they're not getting that, the nutrients and oxygen that the wounds need to heal, and oftentimes they end up having amputations.
Wow.
And we're talking about over 200,000 amputations in the United States alone per year.
Wow.
Bradley, as you travel the country training doctors on this technology, are you, even though you've worked for this company for a while, worked in this field, are you astonished at how much of a difference it can make?
I'm very impressed, and you know, our founder, Dr. John Simpson, he's been inventing technologies to help patients who suffer from vascular disease for quite some time now. And this has been his dream for forever, to be able to put imaging on a catheter so physicians can actually see inside of the arteries as they're treating their patient. And what amazes me is we're always learning something new. With every patient that these physicians are treating, it's just amazing to see what they can do to help these patients suffering from arterial disease.
Wow. Bradley, right now, what about the patients that we're talking about? Are we talking about younger patients, older patients, or whom?
We see mostly elderly patients, mostly diabetics, anybody chronic smokers, and people who lead sedentary lifestyles usually develop some form of vascular disease.
Gotcha.
And you know, as I mentioned before, as I travel throughout the world, we're always looking for innovative physicians who want to get on board with these new technologies so we can go out there and learn more about our technologies and treat more patients suffering from the disease.
Well, one word that you just said, diabetes, is a huge problem here. So this is exciting that you brought it here. Let's put on the screen, I think we already actually did, where you can find Dr. Dishmon if you have a family member or you yourself who have this issue with PAD. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, groundbreaking technology for sure. Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you very much.
We get to hear the coolest things on the show.
All right, up next for you, some live music.